Okay, what is going on, everybody? What is up? Hello, everyone. I apologize. The volume must have been really loud on the stream. Oh, crap. That's my bad. My bad, everybody. I certainly didn't mean to blow out any of your speakers or headphones this morning. What happened was last night I was streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 online, and that game's volume is incredibly low. So I had all my stream settings, like, maxed out for volume and didn't realize that on the pre-stream. So my bad if the music was like super duper loud. That's my fault. I will take responsibility. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Now I'm screwing everything up. Hold on. I accidentally misclicked the wrong thing. There you go. Now I'm not low anymore. Now I'm actually normal level. I've screwed everything up. So anyway, yeah, last night I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 online, and for some reason, Red Dead Redemption 2 is incredibly low volume. I don't know why Rockstar made it so low volume. So the pre-stream was probably way too loud for you guys because I had the stream on, like, maxed volume possible. I fixed it now, don't worry. So now it should be alright. I had accidentally adjusted my mic instead of adjusting the game volume. Alright, so what is up, everybody? Guess what? It's December. That's right, folks. Today is December 1st, 2018. The final month of the year. What a year this was. The year that was. So, what is going on? I certainly hope that you guys are doing all right. I certainly hope that you guys are looking forward to a fun day full of streaming here today. Basically, what are we looking at for early December here? We're looking to wrap up a lot of stuff. Today, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday are 4 days where what I'm going to be focusing on is trying to finish up ongoing playthroughs that I've been, doing for quite some time, in the hopes that we can end these lingering playthroughs before new content hits and before I start up new content for the end of the year. All right. And since we now have a better idea of how long it's going to take me to beat certain things, here we go. I can outline for you the next few days what you guys can expect. All right. First of all, today, Darksiders 3. I am 8 hours into the game. I actually am liking the game a hell of a lot more than I did when I started playing it. Although I certainly think that the game has a lot of shortcomings when it comes to the combat. Okay. From what I've been doing and playing, all right, you wouldn't think that I'm coming near the end of the game at all. All right. You would think that there's going to be a lot more to the game. Well, apparently most people who played this game and reviewers all agree the game's around 11 to 12 hours long. So if the reports are correct, and as long as I don't have too much trouble with anything today, it looks like we may actually finish Darksiders 3 today. And I know that sounds weird, because it certainly didn't think, I certainly didn't think I would be beating it today based on the pacing of the game and everything. I've only beaten 4 of the 7 deadly sins, okay? And I don't know if they're the only bosses in the game or if there's going to be other content as well. I have no idea. So I guess we're going to see today based on, how things go. If I don't beat Darksiders 3 today, that's not the end of the world. I could always have it as like a nighttime stream, later on to wrap it up. So let's see how it goes today, okay? Let's see how this stream goes. Later tonight, my late night stream will be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, around 2 hours that later tonight. For those who've been following along that playthrough, I'm near the end of the game now. Story-wise, I'm almost there. I'm actually at the point where I have to kill these high-level targets for the Spartan army. And after that, I believe there's only a few more legs of the story, and then it's over. I think I'm level 37, and Kat told me she beat the game at level 40. So I'm pretty close to the end. After 2 more hours tonight, we'll see, how close exactly I am to the end of the game. All right. Then tomorrow, guys, I'm going to be doing a main gameplay stream of Dragon Quest XI. And I know for some of you that might be like, woo, Dragon Quest XI as a main stream? I haven't done that in a while. You're right. I haven't done that since I started the post-game content, and that was, a few weeks ago. Why am I doing this? A few reasons. Number one, because I didn't get a chance to play Dragon Quest XI at all this week. All right? And I know there are people who've been following along the playthrough for over 70 hours. They've really been enjoying the gameplay of it. And they want to see me, basically finish it up and do the post-game stuff in its completeness. at this point in the game, I have unlocked some of the best items in the game, crafted them, and have the ability to, use them. Basically, what I need to do now is go through maybe 1 or 2 other areas and do their optional boss fights. And then, quite honestly, there's only a few things left in the game that it looks like I may have to do some grinding to do. And apparently, I finally hit the level where I can maybe get the Metal King slimes to appear. And those are the slimes that when you kill them, I believe they drop like 100,000 experience. So, if all pans out the way I'm planning tomorrow, what I'm hoping is to make a major dent in the end game of Dragon Quest XI. Beating as much as I possibly can. And hopefully, leveling up to the point where maybe we can finish the game. Okay? We'll see. I doubt I'm going to finish it tomorrow, but I at least want to make major headway if I can. Alright? Then on Monday is completely up in the air, but what I'm thinking is I'll do a major stream of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I figure if I play maybe 4 more hours, I should be able to beat up the main campaign of the game, and maybe even head a little bit into the post-game. For those who don't know, there is post-game content of Assassin's Creed Odyssey trying to kill mythical creatures, and I believe there's 3 to 4 of them, but you need to basically grind your levels to get even a higher level to fight these things. You have to be level 40 at a minimum to fight, I believe, the Minotaur. And then I believe there's a Cyclops, and then there's the Medusa. So even if I do beat the main gameplay, story of Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Monday, I still may be able to go a little bit further in, alright? Then on Monday night, I'm going to wrap up Spyro. Again, for those who haven't been following that playthrough, I basically have beaten all the main campaign content of the game. The credits rolled and everything when I played it yesterday. But I still have one mission to do, a Sparks optional mission, and then after that it unlocks the post game, which apparently is a whole extra world. Okay, so I figure Monday night, maybe a couple hours of gameplay there should wrap up that gameplay. So you see what I mean? Like in the next 3 days, I'm looking to make major progress and finish games like Darksiders, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Spyro. That's good. That'll take these ongoing playthroughs that have been going on for a long time, finish them in a proper manner. Not that I have to rush through them or anything, but giving them time to be finished. And basically giving them a good send-off before we hit up with new content later this week, okay? So Tuesday is completely up in the air, too. I don't want to promise anything for Tuesday. What I would like to ideally do is anything I didn't finish this week, maybe play as the main stream on Tuesday, and then Tuesday night maybe do a session of Blackout, which I haven't had a chance to do in a while. Or if I do end up wrapping up a lot of this stuff quickly, then maybe Tuesday I'll do a major stream of Red Dead 2 Online, dependent on how things go this week, okay? So it's all going to depend on how the progress goes in all of these game playthroughs. Fair enough? Now, Wednesday of this coming week is my day off. That's December 5th. When I come back on December 6th, it's going to be an Indies Marathon. I'm going to be playing games. Hold on, I'm going to get the list of games again because I keep forgetting which games it's going to be. Okay. Okay, so the list of games is as follows. Axiom Verge, Minecraft. This time I'm going to be playing it on consoles on the Xbox One. The Sonic Dreams Collection. Oh boy. I Want to Be the Guy, Stardew Valley, and Ruiner. Now, I'll be honest with you. In regards to this marathon, I don't think I'm going to have time to play 6 games. Typically, when I play a marathon, I play a game for about an hour each. To an hour and a half each, depending on what game it is and if people are liking it. I get the feeling certain games people will like and want to see me play longer, while other ones people will be like, meh, just go move on to the next. So what I'll probably do is see, I think out of all these games, the only ones I actually would have to buy, I know I would have to get Minecraft again, because I don't have it on console. Axiom Verge, I know I'd have to buy. I don't think it's a PC only, I'm not sure. Ruiner, I don't even know what it is. I've never even heard of it. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to do some research this week and figure this stuff out and get this stuff set up. But Thursday, I'll be doing this variety of indie games during the course of the stream, okay? Also, since this is a marathon-style stream, this is a great opportunity to basically set up a day where I can have goals for raising some funds to go towards, you-know-what, those annoying taxes that are coming up next year, all right? So I think what I'll be doing during the marathon stream is I'll have a running tally of tips to say, here's what we've raised so far today. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about and are interested in maybe contributing in a bigger way towards, you know, that. This is one of the opportunities this month where it will really help, and I'll be doing a running tally, because people have been saying, Phil, every day, why don't you have a tips goal on stream? Well, the bottom line is when I'm doing a main gameplay, you know, playthrough, I don't want to have a running tally of, oh, now we're up another $5. Now we're up, you know, it makes it seem like it's a telethon or something. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to turn every stream into a freaking telethon. All right. But at the same time, I'm realizing we're almost here at the end of the year. And as you guys know, if you're following along, especially if you watched my State of the Stream address 2 weeks ago, basically I'm going to need some major help, you know, in a fairly short amount of time when it comes to, you know, raising enough funds to pay my taxes and the like, so I don't lose my house. So that being said, I think this will be an opportunity, a good day where if people want to come by during a marathon and contribute, this is a day where we could do it and track it like that, and it won't be too obtrusive because it's just me playing a bunch of indie games. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I think I'm going to be doing that during that marathon. Then on Friday, which would be 1 week from yesterday, so it's, what, the 7th? Yeah, on the 7th of December, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yes, I will be playing it. Yes, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, it's already installed on my Switch. I already pre-ordered it, and it's installed on the Switch. It's ready to go. I'm excited for it, because potentially Nintendo won't fucking claim my videos on YouTube, which is pretty damned awesome. It'll be the first time in 2 years that I'll be able to do a Nintendo playthrough and actually monetize it on YouTube. And, you know, from all reports, everyone's really hyped about Ultimate. It has a lot of content, real robust single-player content, a ridiculous amount of characters. Obviously, the online play is going to be good. So I'm excited for it. I am. You know, I got my Pro Controller ready to go charging, and, you know, in a week's time, we'll all be smashing it up, right? And it should be a lot of fun, I think. And I'm looking forward to extensively covering Smash, you know. We'll see what happens. But hopefully, Nintendo sticks to their word and does not claim everyone's videos, because they promised us they were no longer going to do that. Okay? How long will it take them to actually turn off their claiming bots on YouTube? I guess we'll have to see. So, all that being said, it should be great. All right? I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. For the next week or so of content, all right? Also a reminder, coming up later in December, we've got the 3 special Christmas events lined up for you. First, it's going to be the Holiday Gaming Marathon, where I will be dressed up festively. I'll be drinking all day. I have all these festive, holiday-themed ales and beers that I bought, plus eggnog, plus I may get something hard, too. I don't know. We'll see. And it'll be a marathon setting where I'll be playing a variety of games that this month the patrons will be nominating and voting on. In fact, tomorrow night, I'm going to be taking time away from streaming to set this up so that patrons of mine can nominate and vote on games for this upcoming Christmas marathon. Okay, pretty exciting. That's one event coming up. Another event coming up is the annual Holiday Wrestling Sims. And this year is double down on that. And the reason I say that is because we've got 2 completely separate games that I'll be doing Fantasy Sims in. We've got the usual WWE annual installment of WWE 2K19, but at the same time, we've also got Fire Pro Wrestling World. So we've got 2 different games I'll be doing crazy sim matches in, all kinds of fantasy-style characters, holiday-themed stuff. It's going to be wild. I do this every year, once a year. People really seem to enjoy it. So it's going to be pretty cool, and I hope you guys will definitely tune in for that. That will be right around Christmas time as well. And then I'll also be doing a podcast on or around Christmas. I'm not guaranteeing this year that's going to be on Christmas, only because 2 reasons. Number one, to do it on Christmas, it's a big ask to ask people to show up on Christmas Day. You guys are probably spending time with your family and friends, and you probably don't want to have to take time away to come watch my stream live. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, it's going to be a rare day when Kat and I will both have the day like available to spend together. Now, obviously, everything's closed on Christmas Day, but we may just have a day to spend together at home, which we haven't done at all. I mean that. Since Kat moved in with me in February, every day we've had off, we had to be out and about, running around, doing errands, going grocery shopping, doing all the shit, and we didn't have any capability to just spend some time at home together. So we may be doing that Christmas Day. So that being said, maybe what I'll do is my Christmas marathon, or excuse me, not my Christmas marathon. my Christmas kind of, holiday podcast, I'll do maybe Christmas Eve during the day. So that way it's a little bit better than Christmas Day. All right. And then maybe I'll have Christmas Day off and then come back the day after. Okay. Now, in addition to everything I just described, right? Like, that's not a bunch of great stuff for this month already. I am planning on starting up a new playthrough relatively soon. In fact, once I wrap up most of my game playthroughs and I finish up Dragon Quest, I think what I'm going to be doing is starting up a new RPG. And the two games that I'm strongly debating are, number one, Shenmue 2 from the Shenmue collection that I played this summer. I played Shenmue 1. Or Final Fantasy IV, which is a game I've always wanted to play. It's a game I grew up with. It's a game I love the plot of. I love the gameplay mechanics of. I bought the version that was released on Steam. That's basically the remastered version of the 3DS version with extra content. And it looks better. It's HD graphics. And I think that's kind of what I'm leaning towards at this point. Okay. And once most of these ongoing playthroughs wrap up, I may be reintegrating certain content into the streams. For example, a lot of people liked when I was playing Street Fighter regularly, and I haven't played it in months. Maybe I'll start reintegrating a stream or so or Street Fighter every week or something. All right, we'll see. So this month, things get mixed up, and then after all of that, I know this is already so much. After all of that stuff happens, after Christmas, I'm going to start working on my year-end videos, which is my worst or most disappointing games of the year countdown, and then my Game of the Year awards. So, woo! We've got a ton of stuff coming up in the next month. December will be a wild, fun month. I hope you guys will be here for the streams if you can every day. If not, you can always catch up on all the content over on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, on a daily basis. Okay? Fair enough? All right, let me go put this list back of indie games before I lose it. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a new month, and that means, because it's a new month, we have new goals. All right? You may say, what goals? What's that? Well, we have goals around here, guys. Every month I have a new set of goals for, basically for subscribers on the channel. Now, the good news is our subscriber numbers have been up. If you actually look, subscriber numbers for the last month were way up. Typically, on a normal month, I fluctuate between, say, 450 to 550 subscribers. This month, we've been in the 500s for the last month pretty much the entirety of the time. That's great. Okay, that shows actual growth, and that's a good thing. This month, I can tell you what the sub goal is going to be, but I can't tell you what the number for that goal is yet. I know that sounds weird, and you might say, what do you mean? Why can't you tell us what the goal is for subscribers? Well, here's why. I know for a fact that in early November, one or two people came in here and were very generous and gifted a bunch of subscriptions that I know for a fact will expire soon. And when that happened, they artificially inflated the numbers. Like I said, the last thing I want to do is say, okay, our subscriber goal for this month is 575 subs. And then overnight, we dipped 40 subs, and now we're like 475. Now I got to try to make 100 subs. That's going to be pretty tough. So I don't think I want to do that yet. I think what I want to do is be a little bit more skeptical and maybe wait a week. Maybe not announce the number goal I'm trying to hit for subs until maybe like when Smash launches. And then to coincide with the launch of Smash, then I can tell you guys what the subscriber goal is for this month. So that way it's fair. Rather than announce it now and then it ends up being way too high and having to lower it and shit. You see what I mean? But that being said, I can tell you what the goal is, and I think you guys are going to like it. All right? A few months ago, it was back in the summer, actually, I was looking forward to my 10th anniversary. If you guys remember, it was actually in September that I held the event, but it was actually early October that I hit 10 official years as a content creator. That's a pretty big achievement, man. To be doing gameplay content, honest Let's Plays, and game playthroughs, reviews, and of course, now daily live streams for a decade. Pretty crazy achievement, right? And when I did that, I announced a special event. The event was called the 10 Years of Rage Retrospective. And what happened was, people nominated and voted on their best moments over my 10-year legacy of things that they felt were really epic that would be incredibly fun to watch back together on a stream. And when we did this stream, it was incredibly successful. We watched back stuff like some of the stuff from my very early days, cooperative playthroughs I did with John Rambo, solo projects. We watched the entirety of Project 7 from start to finish. In reality, it ended up being one of the best events I think I ever did. Okay, just being honest here. And people told me at that time, back in late September, that I should do it again. This should be something that I do ongoing. And I said, well, you know what, guys? Thanks for the feedback, and I appreciate that, and I think I will eventually go back to it, but I can't do it now. We're in the midst of the busy gaming season. I have a ridiculous amount of releases to play, you know, and there's no way I could do it. And thank God I actually made that statement, because October was insane. You guys saw how many games came out in a short period of time in October. And hell, I'm still playing games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Dragon Quest XI. Never even got to finish them up. Now, can you imagine if I was trying to squeeze in other content? You see what I mean? So that being said, what I'd like to do this month for our subscriber goal, if we hit the subscriber goal, which I have not determined what it will be yet, we will be doing the retrospective part 2, where people who pledge to my Patreon this month will be able to nominate and vote. Well, actually, it's just going to be nominate. Forget the voting part, because there's no reason to vote. Just nominating is great, because I'll give you an example. It was going to be nominate and vote for this last event, but basically people submitted so much stuff, I was able to get a giant list, and we watched a lot of that on the stream, and it was perfect. It was good to have a giant list of stuff to pull from, okay? So it's going to be the same deal. People who subscribe make the event happen. People who pledge to my Patreon nominate the stuff that they want to see. And by the way, no, I am not limiting it just to patron nominees, but patrons will be able to nominate things prominently, while other people during the stream will be able to suggest stuff for me to pull up on the fly. Okay? So, that's the deal. It's the return of the retrospective event. Okay? If we hit a sub goal, it's going to happen. When will it happen? Probably in January. I'm almost thinking right before we do the major playthroughs for January, which will be Resident Evil 2 Remastered as well as Kingdom Hearts 3. So maybe we'll do it right before those events happen. Okay? And I think it's going to be a great event. You guys really seemed to enjoy it when I did it in September. You've been asking for it since then, so I'm listening directly to your feedback and bringing it back. All right? So there's the goal. Now, there may be other goals as well. Maybe if I exceed the subs by another level, maybe I'll do another special edition of DSP Tries It, etc. But again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't even know what to set the subs goal at yet. Because right now we're at 538 subs. And like I said, I am very nervous that all of a sudden we're going to see a big dip coming up in the next week or two. Okay? So let's see. Let's play it by ear. Like I said, probably right before when Smash launches this coming week, I'll announce what the actual goal is. And we'll work towards it. And hopefully we'll hit it this month. And I would love to do another retrospective event because the last one was so fun. Let's do another one in January. Okay? All right, very nice. There you go, guys. Alrighty then. Okay. So, is there anything else to talk about today before we get started here? I'm trying to think. Is there anything important I want to mention? I don't think so. I'm just really excited to be jumping into the fun stuff this weekend. And to be finishing up stuff. That's good because, you know, a lot of these games feel like they've been lingering. Not to say that I haven't been having fun with them. You know, Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Dragon Quest I've really enjoyed, but at the same time, okay, it makes it pretty tough when I know most people who wanted to follow along those playthroughs kind of got bored with them because they took so damn long to progress that they maybe lost faith in them and stopped watching, and I get that. That's why with less games coming up and being able to hyper-focus more on games like Smash, it'll be a better experience, I feel. Okay? We'll see, though. Alright, so all that being said, guys, okay? All that being said, I want to say thanks very much for everything, okay? Let's do some plugs. Let's get to shoutouts, and then we'll begin with the conclusion, maybe, I don't know, we'll see, of Darksiders. Fair enough? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for everything. if you would like to contribute and go above and beyond being just a standard stream viewer or video watcher, if you want to help with my impending problem of taxes that are going to be coming due and help me to basically be able to continue to do these daily streams the way I do them and not have to basically lose my house and have all kinds of interruptions with my life. There are many ways that you can go above and beyond just being a viewer and contribute, all right? You can check out my Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Your monthly pledges earn you personal perks as a way to say thank you for your contributions. Many different perk levels are available, including things like text or verbal thank yous in my videos, being able to get your answers questioned. Let's try that again. Your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, getting a private Q&A video made. In particular, this month, as I just announced, if you pledge $5 or more and we hit the monthly goal, you'll be nominating your favorite moments of my 10-year legacy for an upcoming retrospective event, okay? So, great stuff. Please consider pledging. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Thanks to anyone who already is an ongoing pledgee. If you are, tomorrow night I should be messaging you over there to give you information on how to get your perks for your November contributions, okay? I also have a Teespring merchandise shop at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Really awesome stuff. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs. I have a holiday-themed product line. I have a 10-year anniversary-themed product line. I have just standard stuff. I've got a lot of stuff, all right? Please give it a look. Please consider buying something. If you do, you get a really awesome collectible, and it helps me out a little bit, obviously, okay? It's just good stuff, okay? And I hope that you guys will consider it, especially with the holidays right around the corner. But I will forewarn you, if you're going to buy anything with the hopes of having it delivered by Christmas, you must order soon. Because Teespring is not a business that stocks product. They are a made-to-order business. Typically, from what I've seen, it takes about 3 weeks, all right? It takes about 3 weeks for you to get an order after you order it. So, just forewarning you, it's about just over 3 weeks until Christmas. Hint, hint. If you want to get something from Teespring, you might want to get it quickly. All right. All right. If you guys are here live on the stream today and you want to get some interaction with me, if you either cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream, you'll get interaction. I'll give you a shout out. But I will ask that you follow a few criteria. So, number one, we stay in line with Twitch's terms of service. And number two, so that we keep this a fun, positive, and chill stream. Please don't bring up insults. Don't insult myself. Don't insult others. Don't insult other content creators or chatters. Nobody. Insults are not tolerated. Number two, please don't bring up negativity. We don't need to hear about the latest person trying to get their 5 seconds of fame, insulting me, making a nasty reference, calling me out, restreaming my content illegally, stealing this, doing that. Who cares? We're here to have fun. We don't care about that negative shit. And by the way, that goes for other content creators too. Sometimes people come in here with negative memes for other content creators and the like. Nobody cares. I don't care about them. We're here to have fun, you know, amongst ourselves here with the stream. We don't need to be bombarded with this negative crap, all right? That's why we don't bring up controversial topics such as politics or religion. Although I certainly don't ban them from discussion outright. If we bring those up, typically they're going to cause disagreements. People are going to get angry with each other. So please, the whole point of the streams is to have a fun, chill experience. Come in, watch me play games, you know, react to my reactions, my honest reactions to whatever game I happen to be playing, right? And basically have fun. You know, you want to escape the drama and the stress of real life when you come to my streams. That's the bottom line. You're trying to get some relaxation and entertainment in. You're not here for negativity and drama and crap. So that's why we try to keep it out of the streams and keep them chill. That's the point. So if you're looking for a shout out, abide by those criteria. Chances are you're not going to have any problems. Keep in mind, it's my stream, and I do have to keep kind of a creative control over it. It's subjective what I say on my own streams, and there's no obligation for me to say anything, so please understand that, all right? Now, if you'd like to go a step further and see a fun thank you animation play on the stream, you can. If you either cheer 100 bits or more in one single cheer, tip me $5 or more in a single tip, or subscribe to the channel and click on a share button that appears after you do, a fun thank you animation will play, and in particular, there is a holiday-themed animation that will play for tips, okay? In particular, guys, if you really want to help me out right now, the best way to contribute is tipping me. Especially now, this is the first couple weeks of the month. All my bills are coming due. The best way to help me right now is to tip me. Even though I do appreciate cheers and subs and they do help me out, tipping will go much further. That's funds I get right away. I can put it towards expenses. I can put it towards year-end stuff here. Taxes coming up and everything. tipping is the way to go if you have the choice to contribute, all right? How do you tip? There's 2 different ways. You can either look below my stream where there's a button that says tip jar and click on that, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. That will bring up a link in order for you to click on and also tip via that method, all right? Thank you to anyone who does contribute. I appreciate it. As you guys see, we have a Stream Stats leaderboard at the top of the screen for people who contribute. If you're either the top cheerer or top tipper of the day, I will put you up on said leaderboard, and you will get credit. You know, you will get recognition for your contributions, all right? That's really it. So, let me go ahead, and it's time to start shout-outs, guys, for people who have contributed today. So, actually, I take that back because some people contributed overnight, and I definitely want to give them credit, but let me refresh my Muxy tally here. Muxy is the third-party service I use to track contributions. So, overnight, Cats Like Jake subscribed for the 4th month in a row and said, my Amazon Prime runs out in an hour, so happy first day of Christmas. Thank you very much, Cats Like Jake. I do appreciate that subscription. Thank you very much for using it on me. Golden Colts did a lot of cheering overnight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like he did about 1,200 bits of cheering overnight. That is much appreciated, Golden Colts. Thank you very much for all of that support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyone who contributes overnight is pretty amazing because I'm not even broadcasting and you guys keep me in mind. So thank you guys so much for that. It is much appreciated. Now, to people who contributed for today's stream live, okay? First of all, thank you to Stinkin' Burrows who did a 274-bit cheer to start off the cheering for today. Yes, that obviously is the top cheer so far. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There we go. There. Yes, thank you, Stinkin' Burrows. Crazy Dream did a 211-bit cheer. Thank you, Crazy Dream, for that cheer. Appreciate it. Alexander Rossi did a 50-bit cheer, and he said, rest in peace to George H.W. Bush, a very influential man who will be missed by many. Do you remember much about his presidency from when you were a kid? Not in particular. Like, if I remember correctly, wasn't he the president that said, read my lips, no new taxes? And then he gave a bunch of new taxes? But George W. Bush's presidency happened when I was young, you know, during the 80s. It wasn't, Clinton didn't come in until the early 90s. So for me, those were like my young formative years. And I was a kid. I wasn't into politics. I wasn't necessarily following the stuff that was going on with government or anything like that. I didn't even understand much of it. So I'm sure he's a good man and I'm sure he did many things, but I have no idea what any of them are. And I'm certainly no history buff. That's the other thing. I'm not a history buff or anything like that. I couldn't go back and tell you, oh yeah, you know, when Bush came into power after Reagan, he did all these big swooping changes that helped the country. I have no idea what he did. So I kind of feel bad, but at the same time, you know, rest in peace to George H.W. Bush, former president, and from many accounts, a great man. So there you go. All right, shout out to Rob Warren, who tipped me $25. Thank you very much, Rob Warren. Again, for the support. Rob, a frequent tipper in particular. And again, especially this time of year, year-end, and with all my bills coming due right now in the next 2 weeks, tipping is much appreciated. Thank you very much, Rob, for that. It helps me out tremendously. Itachi just did a... Itachi just resubbed. Thank you, Itachi, for the resub. 2 months. He says, what up, Phil? I enjoy your vids. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Knows Nobody did a 100-bit cheer. He says, does Cat like Darksiders 3? Well, funny story. She was considering getting it, but when she started reading reviews the day before it basically came out, and the reviews were very divisive, okay? She was like, all right, I'm going to wait for you to play it and tell me what it's like. And then when I told her what it was like, I was like, basically, it's kind of the combat of Bloodborne, all right? But with no parry, combined with open world exploration, kind of like Zelda. She was like, nah. And then I told her, yeah, by the way, the reviews say it's only 12 hours long. And that was pretty much, that was it. She didn't want to get it, you know? I mean, keep in mind, so many games this year that we played: God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Dragon Quest. That's just a few. Those games have been incredibly long for $60. Now you're going to spend $60 for a game you're going to beat in a few sessions. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's like a game where the gameplay is on an all-time high, it's very hard to equate the same amount of money for a very different length of gameplay experience. See what I mean? So ultimately, Kat decided against it, and I guess she made the right decision because it looks like we may be finishing Darksiders 3 today. All right, so shout out to Jack Spartacus, who just subscribed to the channel for the 20th month in a row. Thank you, Jack, for all that support. He says, I think I should play my Steam copy of Assassin's Creed Origins this week. I never played it all the way. Origins was good. Don't get me wrong, Origins was good. I just think that Odyssey actually is better. It's more streamlined. The parkour's better. The combat's more refined. Even though it still has many shortcomings, I actually think I like Odyssey way better than Origins. But it's like I said earlier this year, it's a shame that Origins existed at all. Because if Origins didn't exist and they just waited and just released Odyssey, I think that everyone would have been completely blown away. And people would have been like, oh my god, like Game of the Year. You know, Game of the Year material. You know what I mean? And I think that the bottom line is, what happened is, by going back to their stupid annual formula, which I hate their bullshit annual formula. You know what I mean? It basically waters down the franchise. You just had 2 games back-to-back, Origins and Odyssey, that feel like they're the same game, only Odyssey's slightly more refined, so now you're like, fuck, why did I play Origins last year? The other thing is the whole main plotline of Assassin's Creed doesn't really matter anymore. Unlike, you know, when we were all invested during the Assassin's Creed 2 and 3 and 4, we were invested in this plotline of the Templars versus the Assassins. It doesn't even exist anymore. It's not even part of the games anymore. So it's kind of like you're playing just for gameplay's sake, and when you do that, you don't want to do a watered-down version of a game. See what I mean? Like, if Ubisoft knew what they were doing, they would just wait a few years and release one really good game. Sadly, they don't do that. And that's a shame. Because if they did, I think that it would end up being a lot better. But it is what it is. Origins is a good game. So if you are going to play it, I hope you enjoy it, Jack. Alright, Necrono cheered. Excuse me, Necrono resubbed for the 2nd month in a row. And did a nice little kanji, ASCII code, I said kanji. ASCII code heart. There you go. Thank you, Necrono, for 2 months of support. 2Bar King did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, 2Bar King. Bradford 13131313 did a 102-bit cheer. And he says, awesome. I loved your last one. Keep up the good work, DSP. If you don't know what he's talking about, that's when I was talking about, the upcoming, retrospective event. That the goal for this month, for December, is the retrospective event. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't know how that event was going to go when I did it in September. I thought it could go either way. It could either be, like, really good or really bad. It ended up being one of the most fun things I've done. Like, just to watch that stuff back with you guys and to kind of pause and relax and then talk about the backstory of me doing these things, what it was like at the time, making these videos, and how different it was from doing it now, and giving you guys insights and just kind of laughing and honestly also being shocked, because there's some things I said over the years I was like, holy shit, I would never say that kind of stuff today. But back then people would just say whatever the fuck they wanted on YouTube, right? It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it again because there were actually a lot of things that people wanted to see that we never got to, right? We never even got to rewatch together. And I would definitely like to do another event like that, so hopefully we hit the subs goal for this month, okay? But anyway, yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you, Bradford, for the cheer. The Paradox cheered. He says, how are you finding Darksiders? So far, I ain't had time to watch it on stream. In a nutshell, the Paradox. The game is very divisive, and here's why. The game has a really great world design, very similar to Darksiders 1, or the world design, I would say, of Dark Souls or Bloodborne, okay? Many different areas and kind of things. Like you have a destroyed city, a post-apocalyptic city. You have a sewer level infested with bugs. You've got a lava level under the streets where there's like volcanic activity. You've got a decrepit factory. It's kind of like a marsh or bog that's basically rusted over a bunch of factories, and you're going through there. So those are the main areas I've been through so far. Every area is unique and fun and different, much like a zone in Dark Souls, yet they all link together in unique and different ways. If you backtrack, you can find many hidden items and things once you get different abilities a la Zelda. And I like the world design, the graphics, and the story of the game in particular, as well as an ongoing kind of a mystery. What's going on with these 7 deadly sins? What are they really after? Why is this guy who's the Lord of Hollows getting involved and giving you powers during the game? Why did War decide to go against the wishes of the Council? Did he really? What's actually going on here? It's an ongoing mystery of the game, and we're going to find out hopefully by the end of the game, okay? But the other side of all that is the combat. And I hate to say it, but the combat's about 50% of the game. And the combat leaves a lot to be desired. It's basically kind of a button masher. Think God of War. And I don't mean this year's God of War. I mean classic God of War. Where you used to get like the chains of, or the blades of chaos, right? And you would mash the button and time it differently to do different combos and stuff. The difference here is there's a lock-on system that forces you to dodge. There's no parry or block. You must dodge, okay? Because you are basically like a glass cannon. Even though you can destroy things if you time your combos well, you also take insane damage. Most enemies can kill you in 2 to 3 hits tops, okay? That being said, it's kind of annoying because a lot of the times the enemies will be in a narrow corridor. There'll be multiple enemies. You can't actually see when they're attacking you. Sometimes they'll attack from off camera or off screen. And the only thing you can do is dodge to the side in order to avoid their damage. But if you're in a narrow area, the camera frequently fucks up and sticks on something or gets stuck where you can't see anything. And then you don't know what to do. And next thing you know, you lost all your health because something hit you. You couldn't even see what was happening. In addition, I hate to say it, it doesn't seem as responsive as you'd like it. Like, the dodge doesn't always work properly. And that's a big problem in a game where you have to dodge. There's no other option but to dodge enemy attacks. You go to dodge, and oh, he hit me anyway. It's like, what? So, for a game, it basically it tried to copy Bloodborne's combat engine and didn't do a very good job. Alright? Because, you know, the bottom line is this. Sadly, what they wanted to do is combine things from other game franchises. This is what they did with Darksiders 1. It was Zelda combined with more adult-themed stuff. There was gore and monsters and angels and demons, but it was combined with Zelda-like gameplay, so it was kind of like Zelda for adults. You know what I mean? And it was good in that regard. This time around, oh, what's the new hype? Oh, that's right. Very difficult gameplay where you could die in 1 to 2 hits, but it's all dodging-based, so let's just copy that. And they didn't do a very good job. The combat engine could be way better. And that is a big shortcoming of a game where, especially if the game's only supposedly 12 hours long and you know you're going to have to do tons of combat, why not work on making that combat better, right? And they really didn't. Now, not to say that it's not good overall, because as I've played the game longer and I got better things such as upgrades and the like, to upgrade the damage output and things, and I actually have a regeneration of health now and stuff like that. But in general, it does leave stuff to be desired. That's not a good thing. And the thing is, I'm not the only person saying this. There's a big consensus that the combat is subpar. Now, some reviewers went too far. So the combat's terrible, and the game sucks because of it. I disagree there, but it's very frustrating when you go into, oh, here's a new hallway. Oh, 4 enemies appear out of nowhere. Okay, normally you should be able to take care of this, but now you can't dodge properly. The camera gets stuck. You get instantly killed. Like, fuck this. You know, it's very frustrating. And I get that. I can understand why people would be frustrated with the game. So there you go. It's kind of a mixed bag for me. You know, I really like, I'm really enjoying solving puzzles. I'm enjoying the world design. I'm enjoying the plot, and I'm enjoying getting optional items and things because I'm exploring like Zelda. At the same time, whenever there's a lot of combat, I kind of get disappointed every single time. So there you go. There's my thoughts so far. MadWiz23 has subscribed for the 3rd month in a row. He says Daredevil has been canceled. That is correct. He's talking about the Daredevil Netflix series. And Miss Greenstuff did 100-bit cheers. Says, I heard Daredevil's not coming to Disney's new service. Well, for those who have no idea what's going on, here's the deal. Daredevil was a beloved show. It was one of the Netflix originals, one of the big Marvel shows that was very popular and people really enjoyed. And now all of a sudden, all the Marvel shows on Netflix are getting canceled. And the big hypothetical was, oh, well, it's probably because Disney's doing their own streaming service in 2019 and they want to bring all their shows over. I don't think so. Here's what I really think. Disney, who owns Marvel, wants to do their own shows. And they don't want their properties of Marvel characters separated amongst different streaming services. In their eyes, if you want a go-to place for Marvel content, you have to go to Disney. Okay? So, they currently had 4 different shows, right? They had Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil, all as Netflix originals. Well, Disney wants that back. You see what I mean? Disney wants their properties because they want to do their own thing. So what I'm thinking is happening here is it basically Netflix and Disney are talking behind the scenes, and Disney's like, well, we really don't want to renew these licenses with you, because we want to have these characters for our own shit. And I think that's why the shows are getting canceled. But if that is the case, okay, then guess what? Disney's not going to revive those shows. Those are shows that were produced by Netflix. That means Netflix will always own rights to those shows and make profit off of them. Now, if you're Disney, do you want to make a season 4 of a show that the first 3 seasons are always going to be owned by Netflix and Netflix will always make money on? Or do you want to do your own thing? Oh, we want to make Disney's Daredevil, where it's our own version of Daredevil and we could start over and then it's start from scratch on our network as an incentive to subscribe to our network, right? Or else, just think of it this way. If they didn't do that, you'd have to have Netflix to see the first 3 seasons, and then you'd have to watch Disney's subscription service to see the new season. Who wants to do that, right? So I think what Disney is doing, in effect, they're killing their partnerships. They're basically saying, we don't want to renew the IP. We don't want to give you the rights for it anymore. And, or maybe Disney said, we will, but for an exorbitant price, you know? Since we already are starting our own network and we'd like to have all our characters back, if you really want to continue doing your shows, you know, millions upon millions of dollars for the IP. And Netflix might just be saying, it ain't worth it, man. Even though we like these shows and these shows are some of our best rated shows, it ain't worth it to pay this ton of money to keep these characters. Okay? So I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that you're going to see Jessica Jones is like the holdover and the Punisher as well. They just did a Punisher show this year. I don't think those are going to last. I think those are going to be done. And I think what we're going to see is Disney is going to do their own thing. They're going to try to start their own shows. Will it be the same characters? I don't know. Maybe they'll do different characters. Maybe they will reboot Daredevil. I don't know what they're going to do. But I think the time of basically Disney and Marvel being outsourced is over. And Disney's going to try to keep all the production in-house, so that way they can say, oh, it's all under our giant Disney umbrella. The one go-to place for Marvel is the new Disney subscription service. I actually think they think that Marvel will be the selling point for the Disney subscription service, especially with the fallout that we've had in the last year from Star Wars. After Star Wars The Last Jedi kind of had a big fan backlash, I think that they're banking on Marvel being the selling point for the new Disney subscription service, so they need their characters back. You see what I mean? That's what I think. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I think. Maurice White's Ghost has tipped me $5 and says, now December, and the tip I shared in September. Maurice White, I believe, part of Earth, Wind & Fire, right? I think so. Now December, and the tip that I shared in September. All right, so thank you very much, Maurice White's Ghost, for the tip. Street Fighter Dragon just did a 50-bit cheers. I ordered 20 of your Red Skull Design Classic crewneck sweatshirts from Teespring for my Street Fighter clan for Christmas. The total came to $620. Can you autograph them? However, I know for a fact this guy's full of crap because I have a live tracker, okay, of all my Teespring sales. And I know for a fact that only one person has ordered today, and they ordered a mug. And it was the Santa DSP design. So thank you to the person who did order the holiday mug. I appreciate that. In fact, when you get the mug, if you'd like to send me a picture to show me if it's a good, you know, how it came out, I'd love to see that, okay? However, this person is a troll lying. So nice try, buddy, but it didn't work. And there you go. He just did another troll cheer on top of that because he was incredibly publicly humiliated for being called out for being stupid. There you go. All right. Crazy Dream did a 300-bit cheer, and he says he's worried about my Patreon because it's been going down, and he's wondering what's going on. Can I explain? It's very simple, and this is the truth. People now want to support me on Twitch. In general, a person who's a new viewer or a new fan of Phil or a big supporter wants to come out to stream, hang out with me on stream, interact with me on stream. If they're going to support, they'll do a cheer, a sub, or a tip. It's that simple. Like, that's the main majority of my income now comes from Twitch. And it's in a positive mood, by the way. You know, it's good. You know, we're getting better, more viewers, more subs. Everything is in a good direction. If I can keep this up, you know, next couple of years, I won't have to worry, hopefully at all, about income from YouTube or other sources at all. When I did Patreon, keep in mind, my only source of income was YouTube. So Patreon was a way to supplement that during all the pitfalls of YouTube, the ad revenue fluctuating and people trolling me and, you know, me having copyright issues with my channel and stuff like that. That's basically what Patreon was for. If you don't realize, no goals are based off of Patreon anymore. There's not, oh, if we raise a certain amount on Patreon this month, I'll do a special event. We don't do that anymore. I changed that last year in a direct response to you guys telling me, don't do that anymore. Okay? You guys told me we'd rather support you on streams than on Patreon, so please don't do goals based off of Patreon anymore. So I changed it. And ever since then, the Patreon stuff has been on a decline, and there's nothing I can do about that. That's a natural thing that's going to happen as a result of people going somewhere else to support in a different way, then the other way is going to fall off. Now, some people in the last year have suggested to me, why don't you do this or that on Patreon, okay? This is pretty tough. It was pretty tough because when I'm on stream the majority of the time, okay, it's hard to get people to support other than something during a stream. You see what I mean? Right now, if you want to support me and you send me a tip, immediately you get recognition for it, and I give you credit, and I talk with you a little bit on stream. Versus if you pledge to my Patreon, yeah, that's great, and yeah, maybe you'll get a perk later on. Yeah, maybe you'll get a private Q&A video, and that's awesome, because people really like those. But outside of that, you see what I mean? It's instant gratification versus having to wait to get your gratification, and it's not the same kind of interaction. So I can completely understand why people like supporting me on stream over Patreon. At the same time, you're absolutely right, Crazy Dream. This year, my Patreon has basically completely fallen apart. At one point, this was something that was bringing me $1,000 a month of supplemental income, and now it's down to like $500, if that. What you guys don't even realize is the public-facing total you're seeing isn't even correct because there's other things that come into a factor there. So I'm probably not even getting as much as you're seeing on the Patreon page, okay? Now, the thing is, I'm still incredibly supportive of the people who pledge, and you guys who do pledge help me out a lot. In fact, you guys are the ones who formulate special events. Like I said, this month, if you pledge to my Patreon, you'll be able to nominate on the things that I'll be doing in the next retrospective event that's going to be sometime in January. So you still to this day, if you pledge to my Patreon, get amazing perks. I mean, getting the ability to formulate special events that I do and form them with your own suggestions is a great, powerful thing. I mean, hundreds of people will be here for that stream. Thousands of people will watch those videos on YouTube. And you guys get to be the ones to formulate that whole event, right? But there's not much else I could do to create an incentive for people to pledge to my Patreon when my major focus is on Twitch. You see what I mean? It's completely different. So, that's kind of it, guys. That's kind of the deal. There's not much else to be said about it. That's kind of the situation with Patreon. If anyone ever has a positive suggestion, if anyone has a way that maybe they think that it would give people incentive to want to interact and do the patron stuff, great. But that being said, I think most people will just want to support on the streams. And I get that, and I appreciate that. Okay? Okay. Constable Corbin cheered. He says, would a Fallout live-action series be something that will interest you? Yes. It would. And Crazy Dream did a 500-bit cheer, and he says, all right, I appreciate that answer. Hope maybe there'll be more special events for subscribers in the future for Patreon. Let me get Crazy Dream up on the leaderboard here. Because guess what? He's the top cheerer of the day. Thank you, Crazy Dream. And in fact, with those few cheers that he just did, that propelled him into 3rd place for the week. So actually, before we start, let's go ahead and give credit where credit is due to the top cheerers of the week. All right? Because you guys have been pretty awesome with the support this week. And by the way, it's going to reset on Sunday night. So the top cheerers of the week. First of all, a triple tie for 10th place between Two Bar King, Geekrum, and the Legend DSP. They're all tied at 1,000 bits, so thank you guys for that. In 7th place, we got Ripley Atomic. In 6th place, we've got Baby Man Gaming, and that's tied with Third Eye the Third for 6th. In 4th place, we've got Stinkin' Burrows. In 3rd place, Crazy Dream. In 2nd place, Golden Colts. And in 1st place, Infinite 55. Thank you guys very, very much for your support. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for the pre-stream. It's been pretty long. I had a lot of stuff to talk about today, and of course a lot of interactions with you guys. Thanks for being patient. Now we're going to jump into what may be the end game of Darksiders 3. We're going to see what I come up against here and go from there. Will I beat it today? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. It doesn't really matter. If I don't beat it, that's fine. I'll probably beat it on a nighttime stream sometime this week before we head into new content later on in the week. Okay? Fair enough. All right, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much for the support. Let's end the pre-stream and get started.